kind of early in the morning for me, and gotta take a drink. So, got a lot going on my mind here, and a lot of it has to do with all this crap, all these liberal turds, and what I call, and I'm gonna just say it how it is, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it either because I think a lot of it has to do with when I say liberal tards, I mean we're talking about those far left pieces of bananarama freaking people out there who just are out of their bloody minds. Uh, the ones that are just so far gone, it's just unbelievable. And I think you know who I'm talking about. Uh, because they have more than enough times. I think what we're doing is we're seeing the ones that are actually sick in the heads, the ones that uh, have total issues going on inside their minds, the ones that I believe, the ones that have mental disabilities, and those are the ones that are sick. I think those are the ones that we need to watch out for. And I I I what happened to me the other day will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt one of something that'll go down in my life being most historical moment of all times. And I am not a politician. I don't get into politics. I hate I hate it with all my everything in my life. I cannot stand politics at all. I want nothing to do with it. And and there's a reason for it. And the reason for it is I think it's toxic. And when it becomes toxic, it can become toxic to friends and family and everything else in our lives. And there's just some of these things. Sometimes I just feel that uh, it's it's it can destroy families, friends, and take away everything in our lives. And I just don't want that. I, you know, it makes my head hurt. Honestly, it just everything about it. You know, I tagged Elon in this, which I doubt if he'll watch it. He's got better things to do. But if he ever did, this is the message I got for him. I look at these guys as they're not politicians; they're businessmen, and that's how I look at it. And I really have to respect that first because I can't stand politicians, and I have no use for politicians whatsoever. And I think sometimes politicians can be the worst. Sorry about rubbing my eyes. Just anyway, I think politicians are crooks. I think they're liars, and I think they steal from the American people. And I think there's a couple people we need to get a grip on. They need to know their place. And I think one of the things is first off, we need to get what's her face to quit. She needs to be more professional, and she's not. And I'm speaking for a lot of people. And what's her face? She needs to quit playing the ICE agent. She's not, and she looks ridiculous. She really, really, really looks ridiculous. And and she needs to put a stop to that. I'm just going to get that out there right now. She needs to, and that's I'm a Christian man, and I think she's playing a fool, and I hate to say it. I mean, nothing is sweet as seeing a beautiful woman holding a rifle, but ex- the painted nails and her holding the rifle, so wrong. The hair, the big hair, and the hat, she just looks so wrong. And I think she would look so much better if she just wore her regular clothes. If she has to wear a vest, that's understandable. I mean, but get rid of all the other crap because you really need to do that. I honestly believe that just you're really, really, really making a fool of yourself. And I'm speaking for a lot of people. So let's put a stop to that. The rest of the cabinet, you guys are doing a fantastic job. I think y'all looking like a bunch of badasses, and that's what we need. We need that to happen. And I hate saying that as a Christian. Boy, I am not supposed to be saying the language and sounding like I am right now. Because we need, as a country, we need to come together. We need to have peace. We need to have unity. We need to stop this hate. And I don't even know where all this hate come from. But I do know that there is a lot of it. And I think we're killing it. I think we're stomping it out. I think this Democratic Party, it's like it's kind of like this. I actually am going to choke on the words I'm about to say, and I hate to do it, but I think it needs to be said. You know, AOC, I actually think for some reason, I actually think that she is trapped because here's why I say that is if she could put all that energy into something productive. Now, Senator Kennedy said something. She's the reason why there's directions on a shampoo bottle. I laughed so hard, but yet I felt so bad for AOC because that was the one that made her look the dumbest ever. And really, AOC, I you don't want to look that dumb. You don't, because honestly, young lady, I think you could do better. I really think you could do better. And I say that is because I think you got a brain somewhere. But if you would take that energy that you have and apply it towards something productive in like something like the education in the states, or get away from this left agenda crap that is not, you're not going to win, and you're not going to win. I honestly believe you could do some real good for a lot of people. I really do think that she has the ability to do good. But if she would step away from this the left wing crap, I think she can make an impact on a lot of different areas, because I think where she's failing at is she's capturing something, but she's losing out because she has a voice. She's not ugly, but her brain is stuck on left stupid, if that makes any sense. It's like it's stuck on stupid on the left side, on things that makes her look so unbelievable. Nobody, none of it. And that's why everybody says, keep talking. Yeah, keep talking, because what you're doing is you're going to destroy it all. And that's what people want, is to keep talking. Now, if you would steer yourself and say, hey, you know what? I'm sick of the left. I'm going right, and apply it kind of like Fetterman did. He's like, he's not right, but he's got a little common sense. Get some common sense, young lady, and look at the picture, and just spend maybe a little bit of time, and maybe have dinner with Trump, like some people are doing, and spend some time. Maybe you'll find out that there's some things that you could be doing as somebody your age, and you could be applying all that energy towards something productive to make this country a absolute phenomenal country. Oh my gosh, I can imagine everything that you could be doing, and get away from that agenda, and just throw that crap away. You're never going to amount to anything if you keep doing that. And you got money, yeah, you could walk away with all the money you have, but why do you want to look? Why, everybody's calling you names. Everybody's calling you a jackass. Everybody's calling you stupid. Everybody's calling you all these names. Why do you want to continue with that when you could be doing something productive on that other side? And that's all I'm going to say about you. There, I got that out. And that was one that, I honestly believe, for some reason, why I'm saying that, I have absolutely no reason why. It's just, I feel that the Lord is telling me to tell you to stop acting a fool. That's it. As far as that young black lady, Jasmine, goes, you need to repent. You need to get down on your knees and pray, because you're going nowhere. And you're probably going to jail. That's all I'm gonna say. I you've already been caught. As a matter of fact, word has it that there's honest I heard some things just recently that hasn't even hit the media yet, that like, like, there's a lot of things that happen in the street, like happen on, like, the underground stuff that cross, and you kind of hear it, because there's a lot of like news, underground news and stuff like that happen. You call it conspiracy stuff, and whatever you want to call it, but there's a lot of stuff that's coming to get her. And uh wait till it hits. You guys, really, honestly, boy, is she in trouble. And along with a few others, we're in for some entertainment in the months to come. I can tell you that right now. But she is going to be one of the top things that we're going to be. You know how she talks right now, that ghetto talk, that's going to disappear, and she's going to be talking very humble coming up. I can guarantee it, because she is busted. And I hate to say it, but I really hope she does. She's going to jail. She's going to jail. I just know that. There's there's nothing that's going to stop that. I don't even want I I don't want to wish this about anybody, but I hope she does, because she is she's a nasty woman. She's nasty. I didn't want to say that, but there's a few others that we're going to see that happen to. But she's the one that is. If you thought that, I don't know their names, but the one in New York who wanted to put Trump in prison, and then that one down in Georgia, if you thought those two were bad, you ain't heard nothing yet. It hasn't hit the news yet, but wait till it does. This young lady, whoo, she's wait till you hear it. It's coming. It is coming. I I just heard it just the other day, and um, I could tell you, but I don't want to. I don't want to be. I don't even want to even speak of it. It's just that nasty. She's nasty. Well, um, and the thing that gets me, it that again, if she would have put all of her energy, even in okay, if she would have put all that energy and acted a proper young lady, like on her, even on her side, she probably would have been accomplished, but she chose to go to the dark side and act a fool. And she got caught up in the the stuff that she got caught up in, and she's gonna have to pay the price. That's all there is to it. Just like a lot of other of them are gonna have to pay that price. And that's the sad part. It's these young politicians, these young ones that are getting into it. They get caught up in it, and they make the mistakes, and they don't know enough to keep their mouth shut, and they just act like they got all this power in the world, like they're untouchable. And that's what happens. That's why, sometimes you like, it's kind of like I for some reason I remember one time, it's like uh when I remember like AOC talking to Nancy Pelosi one time. And AOC was like over talking, like telling Nancy Pelosi, like, you better do this or else, or else. And Nancy Pelosi was like backing down, like saying, like, you know, saying something like she was like kind of like Nancy of all people was backing down from AOC. Oh, she goes by Sandy, I think. And it was like a recorded line or whatever the case may be. And it was kind of like, does AOC have that much power over Nancy Pelosi? And it kind of made you wonder in a way what was actually going on during all this stuff. And it makes you also wonder, why don't they bring back all that stuff? They bring back all these tapes, these recordings and stuff, and just play it for the American people. Kind of like what they're doing right now with all those tapes of, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and all these about the tariffs and stuff like that. I think, what all these other things that they're doing right now, why don't they bring this stuff back? Why aren't they bringing this stuff back like they used to? That's what gets me, is why don't they do that? You know? So it just makes me wonder, why don't they do something like that? Why don't they bring back these recordings like they used to? And just play these things back to the American people and play it back on, just keep playing it, playing it. But here's the thing: a lot of these people, you literally play absolute evidence of these people saying something, and they're people, even the extreme left would say, well, they said it but they really didn't mean it, or whatever the case may be. It just sometimes it just makes you wonder, what these people are thinking. It's just weird. um it just really makes you wonder. I just really it really does. um and, and the other thing, I get it's really another thing it's out there that's just got me scratching my head, is how people are getting really upset about things not getting done. I think people had the thought that once Trump got into office, that the day one that he would be putting people in jail. And that's one that even I knew that wasn't going to happen right away. I mean, you can't just go and put people in jail on day one. I mean, they have to build cases and stuff like that. But it does make you wonder if they're even doing anything. Like Pam, whatever her name is, a lot of people are kind of getting upset with her because it seems like she's only concentrating on one thing. And then you're not hearing a lot about Cash. You're not hearing a lot about Dan and stuff like that. And maybe that's by design. And I think some of that is by design. And what I mean by that is that I think we have to look at things a little bit differently. And maybe we should be looking at some of these differently. And like, for instance, like let's look at, like Dan. Dan, he's probably busy. I'm assuming that he's definitely a bad. He's probably building some cases right now, and I think, in my opinion, is we just gotta be patient. I mean, it hasn't even been so long, and to build these cases and to go in, and you don't want to let these people on to what's going on. And I'm almost 100% sure a lot of these people are nervous. People are going to be nervous, and they know that the jig is up. I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's probably people in government right now that are probably like trying to hide things. And here's the thing about it is if anybody's making any moves, any financial moves or anything like that, you do realize that they're making these moves, and that's exactly what they are waiting for. They're waiting for all these people to make financial moves, move their money around so that they don't get caught or whatever the case may be. It makes sense to do that. Wouldn't you think that they would do that? I think it would be, and it's just, I think that's, something that I think is right. So with everything that's going on, and all this stuff, don't you think that this is like something assigned to everybody? Everybody says, well, well, how come how come things ain't working fast enough? How come we're not how come we're not moving fast enough? How come things aren't getting done? How come like, oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm getting kind of a little ahead of myself. But here's another one. This had to do with Elon. Why are they not arresting people for the fraud? Why are we not hearing about this? All we do is hear, well, we found this, well, we found that and stuff. Do you realize this? Okay, even I can figure this out. We all know we want to see arrest. That is clear. We all want to see arrest. I mean, yeah, plain and simple, we want to see this. We want to see who was involved in this. But people, do you know how far this rabbit hole goes? It goes deep. And I'm telling you right now, and Elon, I love this guy so much. I really do. I don't want to see anything happen to this guy. And I can tell you right now that everywhere he goes, anything he does, anything right now, he is public enemy number one. People want him dead. Okay. That's how far that rabbit goes. He said it on news. He said it on Joe Rogan. He laughed it off. He says, if I say too much, they're gonna kill me. He already knows. He already knows what's involved in this. He already knows the people. He already knows how far it goes. The thing about it is this: the second that he went in and started finding these NGOs and all this other stuff, he started following the root of the money, and he got that one chick involved, that one with autistic. I'm telling you right now. That they know exactly who's involved. They know where the money's gone. They know who's the insider trading. And here's another thing I'm telling you, that insider trading deal they just did, I'm telling you, that was part of this whole thing. And I'm telling you right now, these people are not dumb. They're setting these people up. And they took the bait. Everybody took the bait and everything else. This Doge was just a way of the swamp, draining the swamp. And it goes not only the Democratic side, but the Republican side as well, because everybody is going to get exposed at one time. I'm telling you right now, everybody who's corrupt in the FBI, everybody's corrupt in the CIA, everybody's corrupt in all these organizations, everything that's going to happen, it's all going to come down in one swoop, one night. Do you honestly believe, think about it, that he's going to get on national TV and they're going to say, well, Mr. Smith, he did this, he took that much money, and he took this much money. Oh, well, Nancy Pelosi did this, and no way. They're building these cases, and when they get all that evidence, I'll bet you anything. When the hammer drops, Elon will be on a tent in Mars. He'll be so far away from the world. Yeah, he's going to be gone. He'll be on his own little space station. I wouldn't doubt if he's going to be on a space station somewhere. And plain simple, because the guy is, I sure the heck wouldn't want to be on Earth if I was him. Man, him and Trump both. I mean, people are gonna, I'm serious. This is how critical it is. Think about it, how far that corruption goes. It goes back years and years and years, and there's going to be tons of people. But here's the thing. Here's what gets me. How many people no, that's not what I was going. When it's all said and done, what's going to happen then? What are we going to do? What are you going to do? Tell the people to give the money back? They're not going to have no money. Then what? Okay, so here's what's going to happen. This is my prediction. When they find all the corruption, all the wasteful spending, they're going to lay it all out on the table. And it's going to be years and years and years. And they're going to say, how can we fix it? It's unfixable. You can't fix it. So how do you fix something that's unfixable? Well, how do you do it? Can't. You have to start over. There's your answer. You have to wipe the slate clean, and you get rid of everything. You get rid of the whole thing, and you start new. You start with the same government, but you get rid of all the departments. Get it? Don't you think that would probably be the best way to do it? get rid of everything, keep the core. It's like the operating system on a computer. You create the new operating system, you know. It's like it's kind of like Microsoft operating system, the Mac operating system. You update it, and then you start creating new apps. That's what you do. That's all. That's the best way to do it, is create new apps. Get rid of everything else that's corrupt. Get rid of it all. The CIA, the FBI, all that stuff. And rebuild it. Every department, and have everything perfectly lined in. Because none of those things existed when our founding fathers had it, right? I gotta have a drink. You ever notice when you take a drink out of a can that the opening is at the back? So if you do take a drink on camera, that the label will show towards the camera. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Boy, clever. Anyway, so what does it all mean? I believe it means Babylon is falling. I believe that it's going to be a new United States. I believe that things are going to get better. I believe I sound like somebody. Anyway, all I'm saying is things got to get better. Something's got to happen. Something's got to change. Something's got to become different. Because everything that it is right now, it's such a big mess. I mean, they got to get rid of it all. We have the United States government. We have our presidency. We got to get rid of everything. We got to get rid of all the agencies, everything that is connected to our government. Statewide, states, agencies, everything. We have everything that is connected to each state. We have just the basics, and then we go from there. That's the best way to do it, don't you think? Don't you think that would be the best way? And then each individual department we create for each individual state has its rule, and we follow those rules. And it would be so easy, much easier than try to rebuild the old, and go that way. I think it would be. Anyway, I think that's the best way to do it. What do you think? I think it's the best way. We could do it that way. Probably be better. Never know, right?